You're watching Access Africa with me, Prue Jinka. Join us as we explore Tiger Brand's expansion into Africa. Today we travel east towards a multifaceted country bordering the Indian Ocean, a place that is rich in people, culture, and possibilities. Welcome to Kenya. Known for its cultural pride and its collective vision towards progress, Kenya is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. Growth is only possible through strong partnerships. This is the key theme for today's episode. Great partnerships are more than just the sum of the whole. Today, we look at one such partnership at Hako Tiger Brands, who are widely known by the East African consumer for adding value to life. But where did it all begin? Hako Industries was born in the 1970s. Its origin began with the leading big stationery and shaving products, and slowly diversified into personal and home care products in the 90s, followed by the marriage between Hako and Tiger Brands in 2008. Today, Hako Tiger Brands is a leader in the FMCG category in East Africa. But let's get to the DNA of these operations.
At the time that we had identified Kenya, it was in context of the broader East African opportunity, bearing in mind that once you add to that Somalia, South Sudan, Eritrea, Uganda, Ethiopia and Tanzania, you're talking about a population of just close to 300 million. In addition to that, Kenya itself, as a manufacturing hub for us, had proven to be quite exciting for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's quite central within the East African community. It has access to some reasonably competitive, internationally speaking, ports, Mombasa in particular. The East African community as an economic community is probably one of the more integrated of the communities in the continent. And Kenya as a manufacturing hub is a reasonably sophisticated economy, good education levels, competitive labor, and altogether a particularly attractive environment to invest at a manufacturing level. The shareholder is Dr. Chris Karubi, a well-known industrialist in Kenya, and shared similar visions, strategically speaking, to that of the Tiger Brands Group. And from that perspective, good chemistry, good mutual understanding of what we wanted to do, and as a consequence made the investment in Kenya that much easier.
When did Hako change its name to Hako Tiger Brands?
So Prue, that was close to 4 years ago, and actually it was at the instigation of our local partner. And for us that was quite symbolic actually, in the sense that we felt we had earned our stripes, to coin a phrase, that we'd been finally accepted into the broader Hako culture. In addition to that, it was probably more reflective of the broader Tiger Brands basket that we were now taking into Kenya. The other attractive feature of the Hako business was its regional footprint. And when we partnered them, they enjoyed about a third of the volume being exported into the rest of the economic community: Ethiopia, Tanzania, South Sudan, Eritrea, and Djibouti. And to that extent, that regional footprint allowed us to overlay some of the Tiger branded propositions. And in particular, the interest from our side was expanding our food contribution. And that has proven to be quite successful, and we'd like to do more of that.
Kenya boasts a diverse population with more than 42 different communities and is the biggest and most advanced economy in East Africa. Its diversity and multi-subcultures create a complex society with specific needs and wants from its consumers. We speak to the chairman of Hako Industries, Dr. Chris Karubi, about doing business in East Africa.
I think the opportunities are immense in this region. The integration of the region is happening, and the common market practice is growing. So we have a region with over 200 million people, and we do see that the products we operate with have great demands because of the youthful populations there is. Ours is to continue inventing innovations and putting into the market more and more products so that we are one of the major players of serving the households. We are known as a house of quality. Anything we market, we make sure is the best. Pricing-wise is good, and also it serves the needs of the people.
What value has Tiger Brands gained in partnering with Hako?
Tiger has gained a lot because they did not have to have greenfield. They came into a business that was fully operational and that has infrastructure, has human resource, and we have been known in the performance levels of the whole group as one of the best performing company. We have very quality, well-trained people, and the addition for us is that Tiger has a training college that helps to upscale our staff. They all go for this magic school training, and we have seen tremendous changes. Tiger has been a perfect partner. They respect the local talents, they respect the partners, and as a result, we have never had a single conflict. We have no diversion of opinion and strategy. I personally am very happy to have a partner of that caliber and who allows the business to thrive. I think the model Tiger has taken should be emulated and copied by many other companies from South Africa who go out in other regions, and they tend to find it a bit difficult to succeed simply because they try to uproot everything from South Africa the way it's done there. The region is a bit different, the people are different, the practices are different, and therefore learning from the people in the place is very important.
This humble approach to expansion is something that has enabled the success that Tiger Brands has enjoyed. One of their most important lessons to date has been to listen to the people who have built businesses in the region, as Dr. Kirubi has in Kenya. A fact which CEO Peter Matlari can bear testament to.
When we looked at Hako and we got to know Chris, it was very clear that we could partner another one of Africa's great entrepreneurs. He'd created a platform. We believed together we could help that platform transform even further and grow that business. And so that's what became exciting about Hako Industries for us.
Sticks in a bundle are unbreakable, so say many Kenyan elders. The Hako Tiger Brands partnership created evolving networks that continue to deliver success, even in challenging times. One of the ways to ensure that these challenges are mitigated is to entrench the brands in the hearts of the consumers. William, please can you describe the FMCG market in Kenya?
The FMCG market in Kenya is quite large. I'll probably also rope in East Africa. It's valued at an estimated $6.6 billion here in East Africa. The largest share, of course, goes into foods, which we play in. And it's a very competitive market with a few dominant players from the US and the European markets. We also do have local players like ourselves. And this is a market that year on year has been growing at a very healthy growth rate.
What is unique about the Kenyan customer?
Well, the Kenyan consumer is quite interesting because number one, this is a consumer who is largely quite young. Kenya by population is around 41 million, so 75% of that falling below 25 years is quite a youthful population. Very well educated and very techno-savvy. They're very well informed. What is happening in other markets is real time to them when they want to access information and to share the same with their peers, perhaps sometimes their family. It's a consumer who may not have a lot to spend, but in terms of what they aspire to have, they put a lot of pressure on manufacturers like ourselves. So this is a consumer who clearly puts us on our toes in terms of what we need to provide to them.
How has Tiger Brand's basket of products helped to elevate your offerings in the market?
It's a learning for us because we have seen how lucrative and how big and appetizing the foods market size it is. In East Africa, the market size is 6.6 billion, 6.4 billion is foods. So we've gotten to have a lot of learnings from our partners in South Africa on how we can enter in that category with maximizing on our growth in the market, both in volume and value. And based on that, we currently have quite a healthy portfolio.
In addition to knowing your market, today there is great demand on companies to innovate brands on a regular basis. Sinarine, there's a fine line between innovation and brand values that the consumer comes to trust. Can you tell us how you balance that?
Consumers love products that address their needs. What innovation does is ensure that that value is constantly addressed, because what it does is looks at what the consumer needs constantly and the trends, and now looks at improving the existing brands so that the consumer can actually feel like the brands that they go out to the shelf and pick add value to them. So innovation in itself continues to add value to existing brands. Any organization that looks at a future, not just locally, but globally, must realize that without innovation being at the heart of it, then you are as good as dead. So what innovation does is constantly pumps life into a business. So innovation should be a culture within an organization and should be part of how any serious business operates on a daily basis.
And how would you say the market has responded to this innovation?
I mean, if you actually say you innovate, because innovation is about how fast you are able to commercialize. And what that means is that you as a business get value out of it and the consumer is excited. So it means that by the time the product is out there, the consumer has been waiting for this because there's a need. So the expectation is that this consumer is going to be very excited, happy, and they'll go out and pick the brand. So the expectation is the consumer will be happy to have the product, a ready market out there.
Innovation is also key to growth, and in partnership with a trichologist, Hako Tiger Brands brought a dynamic, relevant, and exciting new product to the market. Hako Tiger Brands launched Miadi in 2008. It has since become the fastest growing ethnic hair care brand in East Africa. Marian, could you please share with us the success that you've achieved with Miadi Hair Care?
Now, Miadi is actually a Swahili word that means the promise. And so Miadi is a promise to the African woman to protect their hair from damage, to restore their hair back to its natural health, and also to nourish it into beautiful, healthy hair. It is because Miadi is actually a naturally inspired range of products that addresses the divergent needs of the African hair. And some of the key successes that we've had with Miadi are, one, Miadi is a trendsetter. And Miadi has set the trend as a one-stop solution that understands and addresses the different needs of the African hair. At the same time, Miadi has greatly contributed into converting the thinking of the salon stylists as well as the target consumers, and into accepting and also believing that locally manufactured brands can match up to international brands.
Miadi has two ranges, one for the professional stylist who serves to endorse the brand, and the home care range sold in cosmetic shops and retailers. It has enjoyed incredible success in both East and Central Africa. The business supply chain is a crucial part of the Tiger brand's value chain. It is a means to get product to consumers, from obtaining raw material to actually delivering the final product. We spoke to Peter Kangete, the manufacturing director at Hako Tiger Brands, about quality assurance. Peter, please unpack what supply chain management means, particularly in relation to Hako Tiger Brands.
Supply chain is simply fulfilling consumer demand in the most efficient and cost-effective way. Having said that, supply chain entails 5 functions. One is logistics, which is about procurement and shipment of the inventory to the factory. Then there is production, which is now conversion of those inventories into finished goods. Then there is quality checking, because you've got to ensure that as you convert them, you're getting the product specifications that consumer desire. And finally, you have equipment that you use in the production. You've got to maintain, you've got to keep them in a good state so that then you have consistency in the quality of the products that you're making.
What role does it play in the value chain in relation to the success of the business?
It's in supply chain that products are created. And by creation, I mean you convert the inputs into a finished product. As you do this conversion, you also build quality into the product that you're manufacturing. In supply chain, we control 2 critical cost components: the cost of the raw materials that go into production of the product and the conversion cost. And these 2 components make up what we call the cost of goods sold. Now, when you look at the gross margin of a product, it's a function of the selling price and the cost of the material and conversion. Therefore, supply chain plays a very critical role because it determines the cost of the good that we sell to the customers. Quality is everything. Consumers buy a brand because of quality. If a brand does not perform, it's not a quality brand.
Peter, what are the day-to-day challenges of the management of people and products?
There are a couple of challenges, but I'll talk about the key ones. For people, the biggest challenge we have in supply chain, and this is not only to Hako Tiger Brands, I believe it's a problem across Africa, is that artisans and technicians that we have are all approaching retirement age. They are 55 going on to 60 because the education system is not releasing any artisans into the market. Now, the people coming from college, from schools, are what we call the millennials. So you have the millennials, you have the Generation Y and Generation X. Now their behaviors, their expectations are totally different, and that always poses a challenge in how you manage these people. In as far as the product is concerned, because we are dealing with manual operations, and in a line you have like 5-10 people applying a label. Now you want this label to sit perfectly, be it 5 centimeters from the base of the bottle. So you can imagine with 5 people all doing the same process from maybe morning to evening, and of course getting fatigued, then to really maintain that consistency so that the label is aligned perfectly, that also poses a challenge in as far as the product is concerned.
Success is all about the right partnerships, and we met the Shah brothers, who run a distribution center in the busy town of Nakuru. They are one of the main distributors for Hako Tiger brands, covering an impressive 100,000 square kilometers, getting quality brands onto the shelves of many retailers.
We sell to all trade channels, that is large retail chains, large supermarkets, key accounts, wholesalers, distributors, sub-distributors, even kiosks and dukas, and also to cosmetic shops as well.
We have a huge variety of products in one basket. So one offering to the trade, which has a number of other products to come. So we become an important supplier to a customer, and therefore it minimizes the effect of that competition level, right? So that's the advantage our suppliers get by doing business with us.
How has your experience been in working with Hako Tiger brands?
Yes. Excellent. Superb. It's a company, we've been working with them for the last 30 years or more. We've seen them grow. We've seen ourselves grow. We've really worked together, not even like a supplier and a customer, not even a supplier and a distributor, but really as real partners. I mean, we need somebody who is very serious about their products. And this is one company who is very, very serious about their products. And they really, really take care of us.
A strong partnership built with vision and passion by Dr. Chris Kirubi, and a partnership that has delivered incredible results to Tiger brands.
I must just stress, one of the most rewarding parts of doing business in culture, in Hako, is they have an incredible can-do and want-to-do attitude. And I always use them as the poster child of make it happen, simply because they give you one good reason why, as opposed to 10 good reasons why not. And from that perspective, they're an absolute pleasure to work with.
Neil, what value do you think Tiger brands brought into the Kenyan market?
From the perspective that says process disciplines and the likes of the governance structures, whether that be IT, HR practices, some of our remuneration practices, driving a high-performance culture, our innovation process management capability was all part and parcel of the obvious value add.
I would like to ask the story of Tiger be told widely and be understood by other companies that would like to come to the region. Very few South African companies understand the region, and I believe they should be expanding their portfolios. It's no good having all your eggs in one basket. And the opportunities for investors for this region, number one should be our next door neighbor. And the neighbor is South Africa. I also believe we need to complete the process of COMESA, East African Community, and ECOWAS, and all of those organizations in order to bring a free Africa where we can all trade across from one country to another. I think it will help Africa.
Thank you for journeying with us through the business matrix of East Africa. From me, Prue Jinka, goodbye.